All right, Aries, welcome into your August 2025 monthly reading. So we are at the height of the summertime here in the Northern Hemisphere. It's kind of for us, I'm in like the north of the US, so it is kind of like the last full month of summer. The kids go back to school in September, and you know, the weather starts to kind of start on its decline or downhill, I would say. But so in honor of summer, I am doing an ocean theme with all the cards today. So we're gonna get some mermaid and ocean themes, which I've been loving. I am doing something, adding a little energy support and healing for you guys in the monthly readings this month. So I got all these chakra candles, and each candle represents a different chakra, and I'm lighting the candle to help send energy support, whatever you need right now. I'm intuitively kind of picking up on what chakra each sign needs some focus on, or clearing, or whatever it is. And for Aries, I did choose the healing candle. This is actually the heart chakra. And this chakra is obviously, it is the center of love and compassion. When you are hurt in life or love, the first impulse is to close your heart, but you must release your pain and love again, and open to receive and be open to give. And this is also too around just any physical healing you might need right now as well. So this fire is going to obviously be lit through the whole reading, and is going out to all of you. Okay. And we have Jupiter here giving you some good luck. Lately, I feel like literally no matter what, if I start a reading, Jupiter immediately jumps in and jumps up to join. So he wants to be a part of the readings. All right, let's start. Well, sorry, I'm missing a lot of things here. I did want to hit the monthly themes and reflections for August. So we are in Leo season. So that is a fire sign, a fellow fire sign, just like you Aries out there. So great month for creativity, for passions. And the other two themes are going to be courage and fun. So I'm kind of telling everyone this is a good month. We are in the, like I said, the height of summer, which represents abundance and like harvesting. So it's time to enjoy. It's time to sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Hang out with the people you love. You know, do things that are fun to you. Follow your bliss. And a big month around creativity as well. So get out there, create. Get inspired by nature or the outdoors. And then also that courage piece here. So along with the monthly themes, there's also themes that I pick up in the readings, and the two big themes, trends that are coming up is the Ace of Swords. So Leo as well is about the self and kind of how you put yourself out there. And you know, it's really a time to have courage and to gain confidence and put yourself out there, do new things, take risks, express yourself. So that Ace of Swords is really about your authenticity. It's also about truth. So I'm also seeing that anywhere that we are in denial, that we're not wanting to face truths, or even if there's truths that are unknown to us, really those are going to come out, and we're going to be really, we can't not see the truth anymore. And then the other theme is the Five of Wands. So that card is about conflict and competition. And really what I picked up for August is, you know, one piece is internal conflict. So if there's any internal conflicts that are going on, there's some really deep inner reflection we have to do to analyze why are we in conflict, And usually internal conflict is due to there's our true self, our intuition, and our higher self that is always our internal compass. It's always helping us, it's guiding us, and it's aligning us with our truth. And the path of truth for you, obviously it's different for everyone else. And the conflict comes in usually as children, right? Because we're then programmed by our families, our parents, our societies, our cultures, our religions, to align with a different truth that may be conflicting with your inner truth. And that's where you're going to get conflict. And the almost like the more we age, the older we get, if we continue to not align with our own truth, that's where we see anxieties, depression, even physical health issues are gonna slowly, start to, become manifest, because it's just showing, right? Our bodies are, what's that book? I can't think of it. Our bodies keep the score, or something it's called. And it's really, our bodies are just showing us what's going on with us emotionally, psychologically, energetically. So I did want to hit those for you all to kind of set up the reading. But this flew out, so this is going to be your Whispers of the Ocean Oracle. So it says, facing your fears. Look for ways to strengthen your connection to the universe and others. Stay peaceful and calm in knowing of who you are. Yeah, definitely facing fears about, I really feel these are tied again, going back to courage and confidence for you. Knowing who you are, expressing who you are, and being okay with it, but also knowing the aspects of us that are also what we consider negative, and really embracing all of it. And the only way that our negative aspects aren't going to control us is by loving them and acknowledging them, but also understanding them and feeling when those kind of come out, especially, for example, let's say this need to control everything. That's going to create a lot of conflict in your life, internally and externally, because you can't control the external world. You just can't. And you almost have to allow the external world to be what it is. But the learning comes from you knowing how to relate to the external world, that it's constantly in motion, it's constantly in change and flux, and that it's not going to align with exactly how you want it at all times. So this month is about facing your fears and staying calm, but also facing your fears and doing things anyways, and not allowing your fears to control you. And Aries as fire signs, and being a very confident sign, that is your natural state of being, is really expressing who you are in a very passionate but understanding way. And it's just learning how we can be more calm, understanding, empathetic, while also standing up and really standing in our power and who we really are. Oops, I was going to grab two more of these oracles. These are the Ocean of Wisdom Oracle. So first one out, Sea Witch's Lair. Confront the shadows within and let the alchemy of your soul transform darkness into light. So again, we could say the shadows within, it's embracing our shadow selves, embracing the fears, the deep hurts, the pain, the trauma, even if they're kind of emotions of anger or rage or things like that, or jealousy. It's allowing ourselves to see that parts of us, not pushing them away, those parts, but seeing those parts for who they really are. And what are those parts really asking from us? What are they asking? They want to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to be loved. So there is a big soul transformation, I feel, for you guys this month. And part of it is transmuting any sort of darkness that is kind of at the forefront of your being, of your actions, of your thoughts. And there's a huge integration that's happening. And really, that's why I don't like saying healing, because we're never going to get to a point where we're just all light, right? That, you know, we're going to heal everything and we're going to be this whole human that doesn't have any tie to our past hurts or traumas. But it's about integration. It's about embracing the dark and the light, embracing the hurts and the traumas, while embracing the good things that happen to us, and allowing ourselves to hold all of it and embrace it, love it, and give ourselves the love, the attention, the space that we never got, the validation that we never got as, you know, when we were younger. Because that's really where trauma comes from, is being alone with our trauma and not having someone there to support us, to see us, to validate us. And that's where we, you know, especially for who we really are, it's allowing ourselves to be who we really are as an individual and not being forced to sit alone with ourselves, or having to push and kind of transform and be a chameleon for other people or cultures or religions. Oops, here I go again. Sea dragons, embrace your inner power and let your majestic spirit soar through life's steps. You know, this to me feels very, you know, fire sign Aries energy, especially with the dragons. Finding your inner power, and to kind of like surrender and flow through the good and the bad, and surrender to where you are right now, and trust and set your intentions this month of what you're looking for. If you're looking for help in dealing with a certain situation, if you're needing help in integrating some shadow aspects, or if you're going through any sort of physical issues, like setting intentions that you're going to find people to help heal and support and bring your body back into balance. All right, we have the Knight of Swords here underneath, the High Priestess. Yeah, to me this is the same thing. This is like really spiritually getting to the root of some anger or rage here, and really seeing this and doing some sort of spiritual support to help face these parts of yourself that maybe are stuck in anger, rage, or resentment. This could be around, some of this anger could be around a specific person in your life with the King of Pentacles. It could be a partner. This could also be a father figure, but there's definitely some sort of kind of deflecting that towards somebody specifically. Seven of Coral. There is a lot of resistance here. Someone's really standing their ground and not willing to kind of back down in a sense. So that could be you, Aries. It could be this person. So with the Hanged Man here, this is to me, so understanding if this is positive or negative, with the Hanged Man and the Knight of Swords, I kind of feel like this is a more negative stance of like someone just is being too stubborn here. They always have to have the upper hand in it could be a relationship or in a situation, and it really creates this stagnant, stuck energy. Like there's no movement, there's no growth here. And it could be like someone feels justified that they're angry. Someone feels justified that they continue to kind of be stubborn or not want to grow or change here. So you can apply that as you will. But we have the Two of Pentacles, and then there's the Five of Wands that I've been saying that just keeps coming up. I'm going to pull this because it's the anxiety fear card, which kind of came up here in the Oracle. So there's definitely, again, this could be you or someone else, but someone's creating a lot of mental turmoil. They're in their head a lot. There's a lot of anxiety and worry going on about It could be just generally how they are. It could be around a specific situation. But it's like someone's creating their own conflict. And this to me is like internal conflict. And there's also, because of the conflict, there's not movement in life. There's a lot of indecisiveness. There's a lot of just like this person who's always like, I don't know what to do. Or again, there's like this indecision just in general in life, which keeps them kind of stuck of what to do, how to move forward. And definitely this situation calls for a new perspective, like this spiritual enlightenment, which is also the Hanged Man, represents kind of spiritual enlightenment to get yourself unstuck. But it's like someone really needs to see things in a different viewpoint. And it could also be really looking at themselves and seeing how they create a lot of conflict or create a lot of the stuckness in their own life here. But you know, the High Priestess to me says there is some part of you that knows this. Like as you're hearing this with the High Priestess, it's like that's a full yep, I know. I totally see this. I know this is going on. So I think that's the good part of this, is either you're seeing this around your situation with another person, or you're seeing that you yourself have this pattern. So that's the key here, is how do we transform this? What's the fear, the deeply rooted fear that keeps you stuck in the pattern? There's also some, like, again, the dark shadowy aspects of ourselves is really having the what am I looking for? The courage and the confidence to dive in the deep with these parts of yourself, which can be really scary and can bring up some pain. But this energy right now, a lot of masculine energy, a lot of like I'm feeling this like stonewall energy. And that to me is also like a protective mechanism. So it's like armor that you've put up to protect yourself. And instead of coming from a place of inner power, it's almost like you try to create a mask of power to, again, right, a form of protection here. So we have the Hermit, the Four of Wands, and the Magician. So I do like seeing the Hermit and the High Priestess here. So those are the two highest spiritual masculine and feminine energies in the tarot. So that really represents a lot of spiritual enlightenment, a lot of spiritual growth happening here. And, you know, it's something that really has to be done on your own, right? Spiritual enlightenment isn't going to come externally. It's going to come from internal. So whether it's something happening that's completely expanded you from a spiritual level, whether it's, you know, going down a real inner healing path and getting support from somebody to help you with that. But I do like that there is something that you are kind of, again, moving out of this, but shifting into this Four of Wands Magician. I love this energy, you know, really finding your power, manifesting stuff, planting seeds, really figuring out what kind of, you know, personal life is aligned with your true self. Like, and this Four of Wands encompasses relationships, home life, you know, just all together, like what aligns with you that creates this life that you want to have. That's your happiness and bliss. Three of Pentacles, Ace, there's that Ace. Okay, so you got both of the cards that keep coming out. And the King of Coral. So at the heart of your spread here, you have this Ace of Swords. So that is at the heart and root of all of this, is really gaining some deep clarity around yourself, around your situation in your life, getting clarity about like what you need to do, how you need to move forward. Part of that could involve, are you speaking your truth? Are you communicating in a way that's also aligning with helping you grow? So if you're always communicating out of a place of anger or, you know, passive aggressiveness, you're obviously not going to get outcomes that are going to be the best. I'm going to continue here. 10 of Wands, 5 of Cups, and then the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you've definitely been dealing with, it's been a challenging path, and you can push that back as far as you feel like you've had a challenging period here. You could have gone through some sort of loss or grief as well. There is a lot of like deep emotions, I feel, that you really need to face head on here that you haven't really processed. But there's definitely this energy in the past of like not willing to work with other people. It's like wanting to be alone, not wanting to work together, not wanting to collaborate. There could be a block here for you, whether it's in work or in your personal life. But this is like just kind of your patterns here have kind of put you in this space of feeling really cut off from people, not feeling like you fit in. There's something around that, but like the 3 of Pentacles is like a block here, and it's really created a kind of a difficult, like I said, it's been a difficult road for you. I feel like you've carried a lot of baggage for a long time, emotional baggage, and that's where this 5 of Cups comes in. But I feel like you're really going to get some clarity in August around this, face the truth of this. There could be this King of Wands here that also helps you with this, but I feel like there's a lot of passion coming in August here. We have both Wands energy in the short-term future here. So maybe you're really inspired to create, or maybe you're getting inspired to take action on some things that you kind of haven't been. And that's where the indecisiveness maybe has been of like, oh, I'm just not feeling motivated. But I see motivation coming in. I see passion and creativity and being inspired to want to do new things. What is the Ace of Wands? Knight of Wands. Yeah, like this could be just like really getting this burst of motivation and wanting to really like take action. The Knight of Coral also represents like adventuring out, getting more passion or being inspired to adventure out of your normal day-to-day and get out of the stagnant energy and get out and adventure, have fun, do more things. I feel for some of you, and if you're looking for love, there could be this Knight of Wands coming in. To me, this, or if there's a relationship, there could be this like revitalization of passion. Like this is very fresh, new, passionate energy here. A lot of times too with this Knight of Wands and the Ace of Coral, like that could be a very, like someone coming in new. There's a lot of passion here. And they're very motivated by their passion. And this can be a very, also like very high sexual energy here if you have some sort of connection. So that could be coming up as well. Let's talk to this King of Wands. I mean, that could also be you. It just finally hit me. I mean, that's air, our fire energy. So we have the Death card, interesting, and then the Fool. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Well, this could refer to an old relationship or a relationship that's ending. And then there's this new Knight of Wands coming in. So with the Death card and the Fool, I mean, that to me is an ending and starting a whole new path. A whole new path. And this is around this person here. So, and then with the Eight of Swords, this has been a stuck situation for some time. Which is interesting with the King of Wands, because you wouldn't suspect this of the King of Wands. Like, they're usually, you know, I think this Knight of Wands has a lot going for them, but maybe it's just not the right fit. Maybe you guys just aren't compatible, and that's okay. I don't think that this person is bad. Like, there's a lot of toxicity around them, but I just feel like it's just maybe destined that it's not meant to work out, and it's for your best and highest good for everyone involved that this ends. But I feel like it's time, because you're manifesting some new things, you're starting a new path, there's a lot of new passion coming in, so maybe that's where it's been stagnant, is just that this relationship has kind of run its course. What's this Knight of Swords down here with the King of Pentacles as well? What's going on? Yeah, Knight of Pentacles, lots of the masculine energy coming here. It's Seven of Swords. So yeah, it's almost like someone's been really frustrated in this. There is some sort of reference to a connection here. There is a lot of frustration leading to anger around just this. There's just not a lot of progression in this relationship or connection. It's like it's been slow. It's been kind of stagnant. Somebody wants to go somewhere, or someone wants growth or expansion here, and they want things to move forward more quickly now. Like, they're like, you know, there's fire under their feet. I mean, they're just like, they're ready to take off here, and there's another person in the relationship that just, again, seems indecisive, doesn't know what they want, maybe is dealing with a lot of emotional traumas and things, and it's almost like this person potentially, I'm just going to say, somebody is maybe not being honest around, maybe they want to get out of this relationship and they just haven't been saying it. They've kind of have been holding back their truth here. But someone maybe wants to get out of this relationship, or someone also isn't being upfront about the situation. I feel like someone else, definitely there's anger here. There could be a lack of communication, or just lack of really talking about emotions and how people are feeling. But someone's really picking up on this. I feel like the High Priestess is like, everyone knows this is going on. I feel like maybe it's just not being really addressed. So what's this Four of Wands? Yeah, Two of Cups. So this is around relationship, and kind of, I think it's about really facing your fears about, maybe you've been codependent in this relationship and your fear is being alone. So that's what's kind of kept you stuck. But ultimately, again, it feels like this situation is just stagnant. It's almost like it's run its course. You're at the end of the road with this, and you're just continue to hold on because, you know, of some fear. And that's something you need to face. But I think you also need to really figure out what you want and really face the truth to this, and have the strength and the courage to also let go of something that's not in your highest good and open yourself up to something new. So what's the Ace of Swords? Justice. Yeah, this is so getting clarity. I think the truth is, like, this is a karmic relationship. I think you guys came together, you had a contract from a higher soul perspective. There was some lessons here for both of you to learn. I think learning a lot about connection in general, There's some sort of aspect about, this could be about a third party as well, about really identifying the things that are blocking you in relationship. And it could be a pattern, it could be a trauma, it could be some sort of, you know, it could be anything. It can be addiction, it can be, you know, the inability that, like, well, it just hit me. So there's a lot showing up about someone who's has armor up energetically, like protection, like they're protecting their heart, like they don't trust love, or they don't trust relationships, or they've really had to repress their own emotional needs at some point in their life, probably as a child. So that's been a block here. And I think it's just facing the truth. And maybe you finally get some clarity around this block. And it could be yours, or it could be the other person's here. I just want one more for the Seven of Swords. Yeah, Nine of Wands. This has been a very challenging relationship or connection here. Like someone's feeling really beat up in this. Like one person definitely has took the brunt of this more than the other. And there's this, like, I think they've already kind of given up in a lot of ways from an emotional standpoint, but I think unfortunately, I think they're not speaking, they're holding back something, or just not speaking their truth. They're not being honest about something, but I also feel like they're also trying to figure out, like, how to get out of this. And that could be you, Aries. I'm just gonna grab a different deck here and just ask, what's the overall guidance here for you, Aries? I think there's something holding you back. I think it's like time for you to level up. Like you're moving into your Empress era here. I think part of it is working through a lot of your shadows, your fears, your traumas. I feel like you have a lot of divine support helping you as well. With the Temperance card, I talked about the alchemization and the integration, which also represents this this Temperance card. So I think there's definitely some work you need to do. Maybe you have some commitment phobias, or you attract people who have commitment phobias. You're just not really able to fully commit and open yourself up. So again, that can be you or a pattern of people you create. But like, you need to get into your Empress mode. And I think you're afraid of change, or afraid of the Death card here, which is change and transformation. But I do feel like you need to go through a major transformation. This is almost like a major glam up. And I feel like what it's gonna take for you to kind of get your groove back, it's kind of like Stella gets her groove back, is the ending of this situation. And that's the very thing you've been resisting. But I think it's going to be the best for you and everyone involved. Yeah, there's also a focus on you either doing some inner work, or just generally, I think there needs to be a new focus on work. And look at that, you got the Star, and then the Fool roll came out as well. So there's definitely, to me, this is doing some healing work. Really figuring out what you want. And I think the only way to really figure out what's in your best and highest good about what you ultimately want is to do more inner work, to clear any sort of belief systems or codependencies that you keep attaching yourself to things that actually aren't what you really want. And you're really starting a new path here. But I like, to me, the path ahead is all these major arcana cards. So there's this huge transformation, but also it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a lot better than you kind of expected. So big month, Aries, for you guys. Huge transformation month. I feel a lot happening kind of now starting in August through the fall for you guys. I'd be interested to see where you kind of land starting the beginning of next year. There is a lot of talk about February of next year, and like, you know, you've been working to set intentions and kind of making changes in your life to set you up for February. And really, I feel like next February, you're probably going to be in a completely different place. So it's kind of like just surrendering and allowing things to, because the longer you resist, the longer you stay in this heavy energy. All right, Joopy, thank you. All right, Aries, have a good month. Before you leave, let me know how you're doing in the comments, and like and subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now.